Yo, it was great with you guys. Today we're in Philadelphia at Blue Bear Studios. I'm here with Lex. That's what you want to be referred as, Lex.
Yeah, Lex is cool.
Introduce yourself to the people a little bit so they can understand you and know where this conversation is going to go.
Okay. Hi, everybody. My name is Alexis, but you call me Lex. I'm a graphic designer. I'm also a service coordinator for a nonprofit in Jersey, philanthropist, entrepreneur, content creator.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I want to say like a jack of all trades, though. I do a couple of different things.
That's cool. I want to ask you this before we actually get started. Which one of the things that you actually do you enjoy the most and it makes you happy?
Graphics, but then also serving the community came into head as well.
Okay. I think that's one of the first things I want to tap in with you, talking about the community, because I do that as well. I've been doing it for like 10 years, and beyond that, I was doing it as a kid and stuff like that. Where did your like love or passion, your drive come for like help people out?
My passion really comes from seeing it all together, but also working with people, other businesses in the community to bring something back to it. Uplifting the community again.
Mm-hmm.
And also being able to help out those different populations that aren't able to help themselves out. I think that's the best part about it.
Yeah. How long have you been doing it?
I want to say since college.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your job?
No, just different service initiatives within the community.
Okay.
But with my job, I just made a year.
That's what's up.
This
Congrats
week.
Congrats to you. Explain to the people kind of like what you do at your job, what's your position to make everything come together.
So at my job, I'm a service coordinator. So I partner with different local organizations and I create different events. So I work at residential properties and I'm partnering with different local organizations. So now I'm creating different events for like mental health, financial events, things like that.
What event that you put together do you feel like was the one that made you most proud? Like you had that moment, it was like, I'm starting to get it now. Like
I had a partnership with Ocean First Bank. They're actually located in South Jersey, and I partnered with them for June, which is National Home Ownership Month, which I didn't really know, but there's it's like a list online with a whole bunch of different months, different things.
Yeah, for each month.
Yeah, it's like ice cream day. It's little things like that. But June was National Home Ownership Month, and I partnered with the bank. And he was able to, I actually spoke with a representative. He was able to come up and share different resources on like home ownership, credit, education. And that was probably the one event that really did it for me. Being able to actually have somebody come out from the community, even though he was from South Jersey, I'm gonna give it to him. But he came out, he shared some resources, and to have people come there and actually ask questions, it was really cool to, facilitate that. So
yeah, I was about to say that does sound pretty cool, and that's information that like I'm glad that you really took on to learn, because that's something that people really need to like understand and know. Just like you said, like most people probably didn't know that month is what that month is for. Like, you know what I'm saying? So just a person being able to get a little bit more information that can help them out to be able to like fulfill their month for what the month is for, you're that person to be that guide. And I think that's what a lot of people need. A lot of people need that bridge to be able to like get information, because most people don't know where to start. It's honestly hard to figure out. We got ChatGPT and stuff, but that still doesn't give you a clear, concise way of how to start. It's just giving you information.
Right.
So I appreciate you doing what you do. It's a great thing for the community. I've always been saying it because I've been doing it for a while. We need more people to be in that realm.
Yeah.
So a lot more people can understand that realm and understand like really what it's for. Because most people, well, for me per se, when I used to tell people I work for a nonprofit, they would look at it as like something that's like put down or something like that, or like, they look at it as not a resource, and that's the whole thing of what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like you would tell people to come and they'll be like, why would I go there? And it's like, that's the place for you to go if you ain't got nothing. So, yeah, I don't know. It's a little touchy feeling with that, because some people want help, some people don't want help. but you can't make people take the help. So it's
Exactly.
like you just got to give the information to people, and hopefully they take it on and do some good stuff with it.
I think that's the part that kind of trip me up sometimes is when people aren't able or they don't take the resources. They like, for clear example, I offer rental assistant resources. So every month I ask like one of my property managers, like, hey, like, you know, is anybody behind? Does anybody need any resources? And I send them out. And I think that's a good part. Yes, I do send them out. But it's just being in that position, you know?
Yeah.
It sucks a lot. But also being at my job, I feel like it has reminded me that like humanity matters as well.
Yeah,
you know, it's not
true.
just about like business and like the money, the grand scheme of things. Like humanity still matters, and every day I'm doing something to, you know, help out the community at my job. So I think that's like,
I think that's one aspect that life is missing out of life. Like humanity, you know, like morals for real.
Yeah.
People treat everything as like a money scheme, scamming people, you know, all that type of stuff. You know, everybody has their own reasons, but you know, I just wish people moved around a little bit more with some more decency and stuff, because you probably might get actually what you want for real, for real.
What they say, we are stronger together, and it sucks that we like, you know, put each other against each other to benefit each other.
Yes.
Or benefit, you know, myself per se, or benefit their self.
Yeah. You know, some people have to unlearn that stuff. It's going to be very, 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 very hard, but it's up to them. They have to pick when they're ready to come over to the other leaf.
Yeah.
I want to jump into more of your marketing side. So, when did you start doing marketing? What made you interested in marketing, and what's your purpose of it?
So actually, undergrad college, I went to Centenary University, and I went for business administration with a concentration in management and marketing. And that kind of opened my eyes to it. Then I also did an internship my senior year, and I was a marketing intern for the food company. Crazy part, I was there over the summer. I was a summer RA. So I was already like on campus, and I knew it was a new food company coming in. And I was like, hey, nice to meet you. You know, I'm a marketing student. This is what I do. And I'm like, oh, well, we might have an internship for you. And then it actually ended up happening. So I was able to work with the marketing team over at Sodexo. And I was able to do like the Instagram page, bridge together different student orgs on campus, and also partner with them. So like food committee meetings, stuff like that. And being able to do that, that's what really opened my eyes to the social media and marketing aspect of things, in addition to my classes, of course. Then after that, I graduated during COVID, 2020 fresh, went to grad school, and I took a leave of absence, and I started my graphic design business. Originally, it started out with me offering brow tint services, and I did my own graphics for that. And then I was like, I don't really know too much about that, especially during COVID right now. So let me just focus on like graphics, you know, do something else that doesn't really require too much in-person interaction per se.
Right.
Ended up doing graphics, and yeah, I bought an iPad, and it was history since then.
That's what's
like
up.
The iPad was really the first start.
So do you feel like if you doubled down on grad school, do you feel like you wouldn't be here? Well, in the position that you're at right now with everything that you're doing? Because that might have took time away from some of the stuff that you was doing, you know?
Yeah, I feel like definitely I probably wouldn't be in this position. Who knows? Maybe I would have stayed doing brows, because I would have had like that business classes in between doing both of them. So maybe it would have worked out like that. But I don't know. You know, everything happens for a reason. It's so crazy, because I definitely was like, when I go to grad school, definitely want to walk across the stage now, because I wasn't able to do it just now in May.
Yeah.
So I definitely want to do that. But also, it's crazy because I switched my program. I went for something completely different, and then I changed my program the following semester. So I even tried to like say, all right, maybe it's just the program, you know, maybe I'm not feeling the program, so let me try something else. But ultimately it didn't, you know, just being online didn't really work out. And then coming home and starting something completely different. Yeah. And now here we are 4 years later.
Right. So I want to ask you, like, how many things do you feel like you went through trial and error that you felt like you thought was the one thing that got you up to this point? Because I want people to understand that, like, most of the times, like, you might do one thing, but that one thing is just like another step. The next thing is another step, another step, another step. And by the time you take 15 steps, might not even be doing the same thing you was doing at the first step. So kind of explain that to people.
The main one was really transitioning from doing brows. That was the main pivot. And then also working different part-time jobs. I feel like in the midst of working part-time jobs, just living life as well, losing just the different priorities of the graphics as well. Like, it wasn't too much of a priority at one point because I was too focused on like a part-time job at that time.
Yeah.
So life, a couple different pivots.
What was some of those things that you actually went to do to get here? You don't got to name every one, but some of the ones that you kind of hit, like points where you was kind of just like, all right, I'm kind of liking this, but you kept going, but then you was like, oh, kept going.
All right, it sounds crazy, but I did security at one point.
I got a funny story with security too, but I'm gonna let you finish.
It sounds crazy, but I did security at one point, and it was like a layup job in a sense. Like, it was real easy, and it was like, okay, maybe I could do this and maybe do the graphics on the side. But definitely do this because this is like super laid back, super chill. But then again, I'm also like, I'm just sitting here. I don't really feel like I'm doing nothing. Like, I feel like I could be using this time to do something else. Granted, I'm on the clock and I'm doing like my side hustle, but I could be out like doing something completely different, like at a coffee shop, networking with other people at a co-working session, doing our graphics, you know? And also like it was never really a passion for me to begin with, like the security.
Right.
But it was cool. It was cool at the time.
Right.
It was just like, I don't think I see myself doing this at all.
I feel that.
Not as realistic.
Right, yeah. That's how it was for me. Like, it was funny as hell. I was trying to figure out mad different things. And I'm like, you know what? I'm about to get my sewer license. I got it, never used it, never got a job, passed the class, did all this stuff, paid the money, and just never used it. It's sitting in my car, like. And I end up working on boiler systems, like.
You know what? But you could always go back to it if you really needed to.
No, I probably would never go back to that.
Oh, I'm really cracking up. Okay.
I never even did it, so I ain't never get the experience. I think I'm all right. It's probably a reason why I never did it. And plus, I think if I would have added that to my regimen of what I'm doing, I think I probably wouldn't even been here doing this as much as I'm doing it, as frequently as I'm doing it. So I'm kind of glad that I never, really tried to do it. And I think I was really just doing it to get like extra money.
Yeah.
Yeah, just something to stack up some bread. And then I really like, you always have those times where you sit down with yourself and you're like, do I really want to do this? And I told myself, no. And I just never did it. Like, I look at it all the time. I was like, damn, I remember when I did this. But I'm glad and I appreciate it because it's like, I thought that's what I needed to do to make some more money. Like, that's what I thought I needed to do. But when I really sat down, I was like, I don't need to do that. I'm kind of just desperately thinking right now about like, all right, how can I just make a change? And I'm glad I made that. Yeah, I'm glad I stopped thinking about the bread and start thinking about a purpose and an initiative. And once I started thinking about a purpose and an initiative, money went up, time went up, like everything just went up. And I think that's one piece, like a key piece that people don't take like serious. Like, you need to stop working for money and work for a purpose. Whatever you do, wake up and do it for a purpose. I don't care if it's just you writing your name. Do it with a purpose so people can notice you, so you can be the person that you want to be.
Find what you're happy and doing and excel in those different things. Even if that's like taking a skills class and like, I don't know, maybe you want to take an HVAC class or a plumbing class and then it actually work out. You would have never knew that would have worked out. You would have never knew you would have actually liked it. That's crazy.
Sometimes you just got to try things. Like, I tried so much stuff. I remember I was working at a warehouse. Where else have I worked? I ain't had too many jobs because I had this job for like 10 years now. Well, my first job. But like before that, like from 2015 to 2017, probably. 2017? I don't know. Whatever years. I was working at a warehouse. I think Walmart Walmart was my last job I ever worked. And when I
What you did at Walmart?
I used to do the stocking, 3 to 11. That shit was so, when I tell you, that shit was so ass. Like, they give you what, 12 points or like 8 points, 9 points, 10 points, and after the 10 points you're fired. I'm like, yo, like, I'm still young, so I'm just calling out, doing shit, coming in late, all next shit. And I was glad I left that job because I was like, yo, like, I don't want to be bound by like like I don't want to do that. Like, and it made me really like that job. And when I worked at ShopRite overnight too. Just trying to figure shit out. Like, you feel what I'm saying? And I knew ShopRite wasn't for me because I went to sleep on my break and I woke up at 10 o'clock in the morning and it was mad cars outside.
I never had nothing like that happen. That's mad crazy.
When I tell you I went to sleep on a break, it's probably like 3 in the morning. Yeah, I went to sleep until 10 o'clock. I didn't even go back in there. I just went the next week. I went the next week and just got my check. Like I swear. And then after that, I was kind of like, all right, I have to make something happen. I have to figure something out that I actually like to do. I already was doing like the giving away food and stuff like that. So then I got my job and I started doing it. I'm like, it's pretty cool. I'm meeting people, you know, all the perks that come with it. And then after that, I was getting tired of that. And I'm just like, you know what? I got to figure something else out. So in the midst of all that, I started my podcast. And I just started taking life a lot more serious, like, you know, because I wanted different things out of life. And if I would have kept doing the things that I was doing and not just being as serious as I was, we wouldn't have been here. I will let you know that. Yeah. So everybody, take your life serious. Don't play with, I don't even want to say your potential, but don't play with your time, and be serious and love whatever you do. I love this. Like, I could sit here, I could have 5 conversations in a day and not really be like mentally tired because I actually like to do this stuff. Like, it's a love, like it's an art. So,
and you look happy while doing it. I saw you setting everything up. It don't look like it's like stressing you out, draining you. Like, just hooking up, you chilling. You like, yeah, no, I'm ready, y'all. Y'all ready? Like, yeah. I like that for you.
That's how it's supposed to be. That was like my free throws and my layups. You know, you see, when we started, I had to restart a couple times. You feel me? Missed a couple layups and shit, whatever. You know, we on the road and we doing it now.
I like that.
Is this your first time ever doing a podcast?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Yes. How do you feel? You nervous?
Yeah, I was a little nervous, but I'm a little comfortable now. Okay. You know, public speaking or just like speaking in general wasn't really my forte, which is crazy because I feel like as a business owner, you have to, you know, like you have to be ready to speak about your brand. You have to be ready to do that elevator pitch, whenever that may be, and tone it down or adjust it to whoever you're speaking to, perhaps. So definitely a step out of my comfort zone, but that's one thing that I do push to people is step out of your comfort zone because you never know what comes from it.
Yeah, I'll definitely say that. So I really don't talk. I'm just not a talker. Like, I'm not a talker for real. But when I got into business, I understood that like you have to be uncomfortable doing like things like, so like right now I'm uncomfortable, but I'm comfortable because it's just I'm in my natural habitat right now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So before, like, somebody asked me to do this or like speak in front of people and stuff like that, I probably wouldn't do it. You know, say very minimum words because I just like being in the background for real. But I'm glad that you're comfortable though. You know, a lot of people deny it. They don't want to come on the podcast because of they never been. And you know, I tell people all the time is like, you're going to keep being scared because you're not
putting yourself in that position.
You know, and when you put yourself in that position and be like, all right, like it might be uncomfortable, but let me see what comes from it. You always get like the best result of it.
I think everybody probably just need like a good thrill or two. And I think my thrill, I went skydiving.
Oh, okay.
And I think that was crazy. It was a really great experience. It was like the peak or a little after COVID, probably 2021. And I went, and I think that was like a nice thrill. And then after that, I started, you know, I don't want to say living on edge, but definitely pushing myself like to do a lot more different things. Like I didn't like doing roller coasters, but literally right after that, I went to Six Flags. I got a membership, and every day I lied to not. It was so crazy. I lied to not. Every day I went to Six Flags and I got on a roller coaster. Right. And then at the end of the summer, I'm like, all right, like it ain't nothing. Like,
what's next?
Yeah, what's next? Because I feel like I already did that. You know, like I conquered it, and now I'm like, okay, it's not scary for me anymore.
Right. So how do you, with what you do, how do you like stay afloat with like your creativity and being, you deal with like a bunch of different people. So like, how do you get your creative structure for each project that you're doing with the person? Because you're working with people in all different types of businesses.
I want to say like allowing it to flow, but also doing research as well, like on different people that I work with or different clientele that I work with, their different industries, and also just allowing my creative juices to flow as well. Not being too constrained when I'm trying to be in a creative process, because being constrained leads to like creative blocks, and creative blocks could last. So, you know, doing some research on the industry, but also just allowing my thoughts to come to mind as well.
Okay. That's cool. Sometimes it'd be funny yourself. Sometimes like when I be doing the podcast, I be having like, I just blank out sometimes. Like, so like when I do that, sometimes like people would never tell, but like sometimes when that happens, I just like think of the quickest thing that I could think about and just like start up another conversation to like keep it going and stuff like that. Like, but it'd be hard sometimes. Like I was just explaining to somebody, they was like, they was like, one, do you like what you do? And I said, yeah, it's pretty cool. I get to be able to travel, one. I get to help sell people's stories, so get people's stories out there. And three, I get to connect with people all over the world, you know? But I was telling them, they were like, is it hard, like, doing everything you do? And I'm like, yeah. As nothing's ever easy. Shout out to my guy, Ed. All we do is numbers. That's all we do. He's here some of the times, you know, because he got his own stuff that he do. He does marketing and stuff like that. So most of the time I kind of do be here by myself. So like you watch me do all that stuff. I usually just do that by myself and then just sit down and be like, all right, well, you ready? Like, and then just like, you're not going to take a few minutes. It's like, no. We kind of got to.
You definitely jumped right into it too. Now that I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, you know, and like I do that because I'm giving people a little bit of insight. I do that because I like to do things off improv. So like we can see like there's no script, there's no questions. It's just points, and that helps me be able to control the conversation because I'm not like taking my time to be like, oh, it's like this point. All right, well, like, what about your marketing? It's just like, all right, we can have a conversation, and as the conversation goes, I know where to implement certain stuff or ask you certain things based off of something that you might be saying, you know, whatever the case may be. So it's hard, like thinking of, so like even that, like, so if I look at one of the things that I have right here, like there's no questions. So like, as I'm speaking about what we're speaking about and I look at something, I'm thinking of a question that I can ask you to roll off of something that we saying to make it the conversation keep going.
That's completely different from whatever is ran down.
There's no script. There's no nothing. This ain't one of these podcasts where we got a big camera crew. No, I really take time into my craft. I really take this stuff serious. I was about to curse. I really take this stuff serious. And I have a lot of conversations with people. So that helps me be able to, you know, think of things on the spot, ask certain things in certain ways because I hear just a bunch of people talk in different settings and different tones all the time. Like it could be a random person I can meet and I could just be like, hey, like, what do you think about this? Like, I mean, something random. It's like, what do you think about this crack on the floor? Like, you know, however they answer, I'll be like, okay, this person could be an intelligent person. Then I could like, oh, well,
engage a different conversation.
What's your name? Like, what do you do? Oh, I work on cement. Well, why are you not like trying to do the, not like that, but you feel me? But like, you know, just keep people's minds like going and provoked and stuff like that. Cause the more you provoke your mind, that's the more you like, you elevate what you know, what you doing and stuff like that.
I like your process.
Yeah.
It works for you. I like that.
Yeah, I wouldn't advise nobody else to do this, but yeah, it definitely does work for me. So that's why I kind of do the things that I do the way I do it, because it works. Um, but more going into like your creative campaigns, what's some of your creative campaigns that you did that you were like the most proud of, or gave you that spark to have more people like inquire about what you do?
I did a campaign where I created a mock-up brand, and it was called it was called Lust Foods, and it was like a fast food restaurant. They're having a grand opening. I made a flyer. I made a couple different deliverables. I made like wrapping paper for like the burgers, but it was like really cool. I recorded the whole thing, and also that's the best part about it, just seeing it all come together, like seeing the whole Instagram post full out the carousel. Whew, it looked real clean. I'm real proud of that project.
Oh,
For real,
yeah,
for real.
that's what's up.
But it was a nice rollout too, and I was able to test out different things. So like I did flyers, but then I did mock-ups, and that was able to show my different expertise with creating different things. So
Yep.
that was a nice project that I was proud of.
How many projects do you say on your how many projects do you say you messed up on before you started like really being like, okay, I'm more confident now?
Like, I did 2 or 3 takes with Lust Foods.
Okay.
And it was playing around with like the different colors and also like the fonts and stuff like that, because I think it all made the difference.
Okay.
Like knowing, like, take a deeper understanding into like the different color palettes for like food, different colors behind that, and also like the font. How do you want the brand to look? Do you want it to look comical, a little cheesy, a little casual, high class, luxury? Obviously, you're not going to do like, you're just not going to design it a certain way if you was doing something for like Chanel.
Yeah.
Versus you doing something for McDonald's.
Right.
That's a clear difference.
Yeah, yeah.
Clear different color scheme and everything when you think about it. So taking that into account too, I was like, no. But yeah, it's a lot that go into the creative process. But that was a campaign I was real proud of.
When was that?
I did that last summer.
Okay. So do you feel like from last summer your creative processes and just how you're creative like advanced, or you got more structured with it?
I do think I got a little bit more structure with it. And also now it's crazy now what I'm incorporating is like really drawing out the design sometimes. Like if I run into a roadblock and I know I have a flyer due for somebody, depending on their industry and also what they want the flyer to be about, I could go onto my designer app and I could say like, all right, this is how I want to do it. Or I'm sitting down with a white paper, I'm drawing it out and I'm like, okay, in my head, this is what I want. I know that you want to promote your different services or your different products. What would that look like? How do I want to do the design layout? So now I'm taking it more into like a more thought out process, which is kind of cool to see it. Not really able to record it because now iPad or nothing. It's just pen and paper now.
Right.
So yeah.
That's different though. Do you actually know how to draw?
No,
Okay,
definitely
okay.
a tracer. And it's crazy because I'll be like outlining stuff with like different circles. And I'm like, okay, so this color gonna be the darker one, this gonna be the lighter one. It's all these different arrows. It look crazy to you,
Yeah.
but it made all the sense in the world to me.
Yeah,
of
yeah,
when I
yeah.
actually went to go design it.
Right. No, that's how it's supposed to be though. Like when a creative does work, it's not supposed to make sense to the person that's paying for the work because they just came with something and you're the person that's supposed to make it come alive. So it's a good thing, and I'm glad that you're able to do that for your business and for your clients, because it's some people that may have like certain parts of it, but it's hard to make the whole thing come together as a whole. So like you might have clients that you worked with and they was like, yo, I worked with this person and they did this and this well, but I kind of wanted to lean towards like this to make it the whole complete thing. So it takes time.
Definitely knowing your client.
Yeah.
And knowing their industry as well, because you're like, you in like a luxurious industry, like that font is a little not as luxurious per se. It's a little casual. What if we do like this one? Then I'm name dropping different fonts, and you're like, oh, I don't know about that one. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
And
then it messes you up because you're like, well, this person don't even know what they want, and it's like I gotta like create this thing for them. Now, when I give them the thing that they want me to create, it might not be exactly what they looking for.
They're like, oh, can you make it pop? And you're like,
You didn't pay for
I don't know what
more
make
redos.
it pop mean. Like make it pop. You know you gotta. What do you want? You know. Right. So that's cool too. Playing around with different things.
What's one of your like? I would say, what's one thing that you face with having clients that made you kind of turned off about what you do?
In my head, I know exactly what I want to say. I'm just trying to figure out how I want to word it. And
put it together.
It's just like in itself, working with clients in itself.
Okay. Just that whole aspect.
Yeah, in itself sometimes not being able to be on the same page when you think y'all are on the same page. Mm-hmm. And I think that understanding like that grace. Okay. I think that grace is missing sometimes. Yeah. Especially as like a small business owner, I feel like I could see that.
Hey, I want to say something. I hate when people say that. You're a business owner.
Yeah. What's the small for? You're right.
Stop saying that.
You're absolutely right. I hate as a business owner.
Yeah, seriously. I hate when people say like. I hate when people, and this is just me. You know, this is just me. I hate when people like narrow it down and be like, "Oh, it's a white business or it's a black." It's a business with a person that has structure and clients. They have a good structure. That's why people keep coming to them. It's not because they just white or they black or this and that. This person really took time to really figure out what they like to do, what's the best way for them to do it, and to be able to do it for a long time and to get what they want out of it. Mm-hmm. And I think that robs people of like what they do. Like, imagine if I came to you and said, "Oh, you have a small black business."
I feel belittled.
Why are we saying this to people? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like it doesn't, me personally, it doesn't make sense. No. When I talk to other people that have business, they don't be like, I got a small something business or no, this is just my business. And with my business, it comes with this. If they have something that they sell, this is how many sales I did. And this is how many people I helped. And, you know, they have a structure to it. It's not just like, yo, like, relax, like, you know, like, and don't tear yourself down trying to look like more than what you are. Yeah. You know, take pride in what you do. Like, if you have a business, you have a business. Like, don't say small and black, and then, because that might look different for somebody to be like, well, if it's black, they probably only want black people buying from them. Yeah. Now you're missing out on a whole group of people to help you out with what you want to do. Just because you added a little name to it when you should be saying this is Blue Experience.
The Blueprynt Experience.
The Blueprynt Experience.
You're absolutely right. That's a different perspective.
Yeah, you know, and it keeps you in the mindset of wanting to be that. Well, I don't know. Who do you look up to in business?
Milano, the Rouge.
Okay. When you hear her talk, does she say that she has a big or small black business, or does she just say she has a business?
She's speaking on the brand. No big or little. Just speaking on the brand.
So speak on the brand and stop speaking on the little things, you know?
Yeah, true.
Definitely. And, you know, that's for everybody. You know, just think of yourself. You are bigger than where you at. You know what I'm saying? Because you're doing something that's very creative and that's for the world. Everybody is not able to be put in these positions. Mm-hmm. Everybody's not able to handle these positions. And everybody doesn't need to do these things, you know what I'm saying? Because everybody's just not fit for it. Yeah. But I want to ask you about the service initiatives that you do by yourself and with work. Explain that a little bit to people.
The service initiatives that I do are really catered to the community. So different partnerships with people. I've done a turkey drive. I've done a back to school drive. And I've also done a Christmas toy drive as well. A lot of different events. I want to get more into events though. So it's crazy because throughout my job, I'm partnering with different organizations and I'm like, hey, could we do this event? I have like this whole scale that I have to go based off of like financial readiness and health and wellness programs that I have to do for my job. And I'm partnering with different people. And I'm also like, I could do that on my own too with my own in-house network. Yep. Like go through my call list like, hey, I know you do this. I know you a chef. I want to go down to maybe the train station. Let's do this one day. Like, I could do that with my in-house network. So I want to be able to do a little bit more events, but I do that in my job. And now that I see the structure and I see how it's really laid out, I'm like, nah, I could definitely do this.
Yeah. Nah, that's how it definitely was for me. That's how I was. I was like, you know what? I've been doing it for so long. I'm like, yo, I see mad stuff. I meet mad people. Like, it's at the point where like I work and I do what I do, and people will give me extra stuff because they just know, like. So it's like, all right, bet, like that's out here. Your resources are like your number one thing. Like, who you know. It's not about like, it's about who you know for real, because that could cut the cost of everything. So resources, everybody, resources. Make sure your resources are like, I wish I had all my phones on me, but this phone right here, I can call so many people to get, it could be the littlest thing done, but I just know that I have people I could count on and call. You know what I'm saying? Like, some people don't have somebody they could count on to just be like, yo, my day was good today. But I know if I need to really get something done, like, hey, I need some Pampers, I need some wipes. I have some people that will need this in my area, or just anything. I know that I can get it done. Like I can fill that void, and that's a good feeling.
That is a good feeling.
It's a super good feeling,
especially today with everything going on.
Yeah,
especially today.
Life is hard. Life is definitely hard. I want to ask you more about the nonprofit stuff that you do on your own. When was the first time that you actually did your first giveaway? And how did it make you feel?
My first giveaway by myself was spring. It was June of, I think, 23. And I did it in Trenton. And I actually had like a spring cleaning event. And I'm like, it's a perfect time because I know y'all clean out your closets. I know you looking at your clothes and you're like, I want to get this away, or I want to delete it, or I want to like throw it away, whatever. And I actually was able to do like a service initiative, and I actually was able to like, it was crazy. I washed almost everything that I got. That was the craziest thing that I ever did. It took a lot of time, but I was like, at least I know I'm not giving away nothing dirty. Like washing everything. Next time I'll do a partnership with a laundromat. That would have been very smart.
Yeah.
But
at least now you
washing
know.
everything. No, for sure. Washing everything. I was able to reach out, and I signed for like a in-kind donation with Wawa.
Okay.
And they gave me like 150 pretzels. So I was like, gotta get 150 waters too. Got a couple of more snacks, and partnered with a couple organizations in the area. I was able to do something. And that was my first event for that I did by myself. Well, I partnered with 2 other people as well, but that was like really a passionate thing for me to do in Trenton as well.
Yeah.
It made me feel real good. Like I want to do more. And it was also like, that wasn't that bad. It wasn't too hard for me to do such a thing. It wasn't hard to reach out to people who wanted to give back, because I'm like, my network, they kind of want to do that anyway.
Yeah.
So it was just picking out who I want to work with for this occasion. But yeah, that was a nice event for me.
That's cool. I ain't gonna lie. When I first started not even when I first, like when I was doing it, and I'm like, yo, this stuff is real. Yo, I felt like Frank Lucas. Like, you feel me? Like, you remember how like he was giving out the like turkeys out of the. Yo, I really felt like that. That's when I knew. I was like, yo, this is real. Like, I'm handling 500 turkeys, 1,000 turkeys, 2,000 bags, like 500 bags. Like, yo, I'm like, yo, I'm really helping the community. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
people calling you like, yo, you got a turkey? And you like, actually, I do have a turkey for you. I actually
to this day still call me to see if I have wipes. It was like during COVID, I got $50,000 worth of wipes. Wipes, Pampers. It was wipes and Pampers. Yo, I posted it on my social media. That shit went crazy. Niggas is like, word. Yo, but I had to give it away. That's what the purpose was for. Like, I really had to give it away. And like, people like, yo, you really just got all this stuff you got? I'm like, yeah, bro. Like I don't got kids. Like, I got to give this stuff away. Like, it's for the people. Like, but people don't understand that aspect of, of what we do. Like, we're here to help serve the people.
And it's not like, I'm not looking at you embarrassed, and I'm also not judging. especially because I see like the things that's going on. And I see like people trying every day, trying as hard as they can to like work or get a job or make ends meet.
Some people don't have identification. Some people just literally can't work. Like it's so many like situations to where like I understand it. Like some people aren't able, like, you know what I'm saying, with the rule system that we got going on and all that type of stuff. Like
even applying for it, they're like, nope, you don't qualify. And it's like, I don't even, what you mean I don't qualify?
That's just what it is.
And it's like, all right, so what do I do? And it's like,
they just look at you and be like, well, you could look on our website. You know, it's not too many people that's really like, that's why I take keenness of like what I do, because I'm more hands-on. Like I ain't telling nobody like, going away. No, what are you looking for? Yeah. All right, well, come back in a week. All right, what are you looking for? All right, I pick up food in 2 days. What are you looking for? All right, we'll have soap in 2 days.
Or like, did you apply for this? Because I know another person just applied for it and they got something. So you might want to, you know, blessings be in the neighborhood. I don't know.
Might as well hop on it, because if you don't, you're going to be mad when they ain't got it no more. And then now you got to try and figure out how to get it another way. And
don't doubt yourself either. Yeah. Don't doubt yourself before you even start.
Right. That's what makes people never start.
Yeah. 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 And they also say just fail first. Just do it and fail.
You could fail 1,000 times, and then 1,001 time, it'd be like that. It'd be like that. That spark that you get, and you'd be like, all right, bet, like cool. But I want to say thank you. I want to say I appreciate you.
Thank you.
This was definitely a nice conversation. I'm glad that you were able to actually get on here to speak about what you do. So shout out to you.
Thank you.
Yes, I want you to give a shout out to you and your business, so people could follow you and tap into what you do. And if they need services, they could come know where to get the services.
Definitely give me a follow on Instagram. Again, my name is Alexis. You call me Lex. My Instagram is the Blueprynt Experience. The Blueprynt is spelled with a Y and not an I. Experience. You can find me on TikTok, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, Threads, and yeah.
So definitely follow her. Y'all know the deal. Real_Puff Daddy. Follow me on Instagram. SOTG.Network. You know, I appreciate everybody that tunes in, because you guys don't have to, but you still find a way to do it. And I just appreciate everybody that's been on with me with this journey the whole way, just making everything happen. It's bittersweet, you know. Might be stopping this one day, you know what I'm saying? Let me stop, but
like, why you had to take it there?
but yeah, no, I definitely appreciate everybody tuning in, and you know what we do. Just saying, everybody do numbers. We out.